So with the next swimmer power season now, I've got a team here already pre-built. We'll have a quick look at the recommended allies. So obviously in the recommended here, it shows us, all the tags that are obviously got the boost stats, stuff like that. So obviously you have the new Ultra, obviously going to most amount of boost, pretty obvious. So we also have Margin Boost Saga, Sun Family, Vegeta Clan, and Regen. So mainly I'm going for a Margin Boost sort of team here, which obviously makes the most sense. So this is probably the ideal team to use, I would say. Now, if you don't have the new Ultra, you could probably use Kid Buu, Ultra Kid Buu, if you don't have... Well, I guess he's an Ultra as well, so he could be hard as well. So probably... Who else would be a good pick if you don't have the Ultra? This Gohan could work pretty good, actually. It's Ultimate Gohan. If you have Ultra Majin Vegeta, could bring him. Obviously, I could have brought him, but he's lost... Well, he loses 5% on the stats there, so... Not really the best team to set up, but you can use him if you don't have, the new Ultra, or even the Buhan as well, if you don't have him. Basically any of these, but if you want to make it a bit easier to work out the best units to use in terms of points, is if you go into the filters here, you can do boost battle score or boost stats. So it makes it a little bit easier to work out which units to pick. Like I said, obviously these are the top ones, that's why I got, that's pretty much the best team you can bring there. I don't think there's anyone else I could really swap out that'd make this a lot easier to do. You could bring Baby or just like a full regen sort of team you could do, but you would lose a lot of percent. But like I said, Majin Buu Saga definitely the way to go. So now let's hop into it. So first, we'll do the full route and see what we're going to get. I'm not sure exactly the points we're aiming for. We'll have a quick look what's the current top percent. So around about 66 mil is obviously the top we're aiming for. So if we get anywhere close to that, like 65 mil, 66, that's sort of the range we're going to be looking for. So obviously, the main part is the start off. So the start here, we're probably going to go on the left side. Because on the right side, it's a little bit weaker. So on the left side, we'll have the most amount of points here. A little bit harder difficulty, but that's obviously what you want. So another thing that I do point out in a lot of, well, many of the short videos, because I can't cover it, but each battle you got to change up a little bit. So for this one here, we probably could just do something like this would be fine. Now, like I said, every single battle will have different layout bonuses, and you got to make sure you try and hit them as often as you can. Same with your selects here on who to actual fight first or defeat first. It doesn't really matter on the early fights here, it's mainly on the boss fights. So I'll show you when we get to the boss fights what I mean. Because obviously the boss fights do a lot of damage, even though we did take a fair bit of damage there. But this is why, like I said, you got to keep changing it, to sort of make sure you survive as long as you can. So, for example here, I would probably drop down a few characters and do something like this would be fine. Actually, even if I do this, because Buhan will probably do a little bit better damage-wise there. So, now we'll probably just go Charlotte first. The rest doesn't really matter. But yeah, you just got to keep making sure you're on top of it. But like I said, if you follow the video how I'm doing it now, this is why I wait a little bit. Because obviously I could do the video straight away and show the route and that. But I'd rather wait until I have a full energy run so I can show you exactly how I'm going to play it out. I mean, let me just double check I'm going the right path. So yeah, if we go middle again, then we'll head over to the right side. So let's get the switch out again. So as you can see, we filled up quite a fair bit there. Hercule and Buu didn't heal up quite as much, so we'll keep them there still. We'll probably do something like this, I reckon. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. So doing this, we'll take out probably... Doesn't really matter, I guess take out Jiren first, but doesn't really matter in this fight. But as you can see here, the... well, I guess the boss fights are just ones of the character images there, so... These are the ones where you got to be careful on who you get rid of first, because they'll do a lot more damage this turn. So, let's have a quick look at this first. So, we'll make sure we got a team set up here with the layout set out. So, we can pretty much keep the same sort of layout there, even if we just do that, because if you're wondering what the yellow bar is down below, it's a special move gauge. So, if you try and bring characters that are close to it in the yellow section there, that's obviously special move damage up. So, this should be a little bit easier to get rid of first, because this one here will probably take a bit of damage. So I'm probably going to get rid of the green toppings first, and the rest doesn't really matter. Just because we have a lot more blue characters on our team, we could take a little bit more damage. So getting rid of the type disadvantage characters first, make it a lot easier to go through the stage of the fight. So I'm expecting, yeah, they took a bit of damage, but that's okay, we can heal them up still. So now we'll go over to the right side here. Now, it does also depend as well. If your team is really weak, you could obviously go for the weaker path, so on the left side. But for me, since I'm still doing okay, we'll go on the right side. So now I'll bring the Ultra Boo, do it, whatever you call him, down there. We could even do something like this, that should be fine. Even like that, I'd be fine with that. So as you can see, we have got the special move gauge filled up, so we can pretty much get the super straight away. Well, not super, not super, you know what I mean. Yeah, get rid of 17 first, 7 with this, and probably Baby, then the rest doesn't really matter. I mean, we'll be fine anyway this turn. Obviously got type advantage here, so we should be fine. Hercule and Boo could take a bit, but we should be fine. And with Hercule and Boo, you don't actually have to get up to probably max Zenkai to get really good stats in this, by the way. Like, and now mine only was Zenkai level 5, so I'm pretty fine with that. Even if you had them at Zenkai level 3, I don't think it's going to matter too much, to be honest. Let's do something like this, actually. Yeah. This one here, obviously get rid of, well, I guess Cell Max first, if you want to call him Cell Max. Because he'll do a lot of damage, so I don't really want to play around with that too much. I'd rather get rid of him as quickly as possible. So let's see, we'll probably take a bit more damage this turn, I reckon. So not too bad actually. So yet again, we go in the middle path here. Switch out. Who should we do here? We'll probably keep the Ultra Goku and Vegeta down there. The LF one we can probably put here. Then we could just do something like this should be fine. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. Same thing here, we'll just get rid of Jiren first. It doesn't really matter this fight. So yeah, we're lucky we are on the straight path. We can go middle again. So, since we're in the straight path there, we pretty much just where looks like all the main fights are, is the straight and the right path. Or middle and right path. So, I'm just trying to work out. So we go middle here. It's a little bit tricky here. So I'm probably going to go middle again, then left, then straight up, and then either one at the top. I mean, if your party is weak, you could go like low on health. You could go in the middle here, which I'm about to, then on the right side, so there's a little bit less chance to take as much damage. But like I said, since we're doing fine at the moment, we'll still keep going straight here. Probably do something like this should be fine. We'll probably put them down a little bit because I want Buhan to survive. So even if we do something like that, that should be okay. Because then Buhan can pretty much take out 17 straight away. We get rid of Shenron because we don't want him. Then the rest doesn't really matter. So I guess you could say we're taking out the strongest / annoying characters the most. Like with all the debuffs that they can do. So quicker you get rid of them, the easier the fight's going to be. So you don't have to worry about too much. So which is like why I said at the start, you got to be careful on who you select and not just do... Because you could essentially pick your team and go auto, but doing auto doesn't change your team lineup unless it does in the new update. But I don't think it does. So yeah, we'll definitely go up again. We could pretty much do something like this. Actually, yeah, we'll keep them there like that. I'm fine with that. Even if we bring Boo up a little bit, to sort of tank a little bit, yeah, I'll be fine with that. So this one here, 17 first, then probably the yellow Goku, then the rest doesn't matter. So I'm not sure exactly how many points I'm going to get here. I'm hoping we get at least 65 mil. I'll be fine with that. 66 would obviously be ideal, because then we're in the top 1,000, where we should be. Yeah, definitely on the left here. So we can pretty much do something like this. Put them there for extra damage. And then we could even bring them down and do something like that. I'd be fine with that actually, yeah. Get rid of UI Goku first, and the rest doesn't really matter. Just because UI Goku's got the revive, so a little bit more annoying to fight, and we'll probably take a little bit more damage if we sort of let him play it out. So let's see. Ooh, took a fair bit of damage there. So since this is a weaker fight, we should heal up a little bit more. So now we bring Boo down there a bit. We could bring Ultra up here and do something like that. Yeah, I'll be fine with that. So, ooh, a little bit more annoying here. So LF Shenron first, then Ultra Shenron, then the rest. Probably like that. I don't think the others will really bother us too much. And then I should just realize, is this all GT at the end here? Is it actually? Okay, that does this actually hint towards the plat equipment being for Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta? So that's just fusions. Is this okay? I think. Well, there goes that short. Well, I've already got the video up, but there's a short video I got up saying that Vegito Blue could be the next plat equipment because of you know, the raid. They heavily hinted towards the last character that's not in the raid is Vegito Blue, but then Torment of Power here is heavily hinting towards Super Saiyan 4s. Well, GT, I guess you can say, but mainly Gogeta. So very interesting. We'll go for the fusion boss here. I mean, here it doesn't really matter because they're all high difficulty, but we'll just go fusions here just to spice things up. So now we'll put Buhan there, then we'll probably do something like that. I'd be fine with. Yeah, we'll be fine with that. So now, like I said, this is where the selecting comes into progress here. So let's get rid of Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta first. I think it'd be more annoying. Then the rest will do something like this. Yeah, I'll be fine with that. So, like I said, we're aiming for at least 66 mil. Well, anywhere from 65 mil to 66, I'll be fine with. So let's see, did anyone die? No deaths, that's obviously perfect, exactly what we want. So let's see where that's put us currently in terms of points. Like I said, we're aiming for 66 mil. 64 mil. Okay, I'm not sure why we were that low. Maybe I forgot to... I mean, we should still be fine. So does that currently put us in rankings? So as long as you're in like close to top 1k, I'll be fine with that. So yeah, we're still in the top 1000 anyway. That's my first run. So second attempt, if I can find any other ways to get a bit more ahead, I'll put up a little YouTube post, do it that way instead of doing a whole other video. But that's probably the best team to use. And as you see, we still got in the top 1000. But at the same time, you don't necessarily need to get that high. So for example, yeah, as you can see here, for just your A League here, top 25%, you still get 1000 CC. And at the moment, the minimum to get is 46 million to get you your 1000 CC. So if you get roughly the same amount of points I've got, or just under 60 mil, you'll easily get the 1000 CC regardless, even if you're not in the top 1k. So let's have a quick look at the route to go on. Like I said, this is probably the best route to go on, unless you're struggling with your party that needs to swap out for a bit more healing. But I think this is definitely the right route to go on to get the most amount of points. So let's go into today's video, guys. If you need any more help with team builds, stuff like that, if you're struggling with, switching out characters, just let me know. And if you guys like this video and you want to see more, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one.